Hi, this is just a quick clip to run you through our new Manager Pro feature. We've been working hard in the Lions series, not watching any rugby at all. We've been down in the dungeon, making sure that we can crack out some new functionality for us. So we've got Manager Pro now. What is it? There's 4 aspects to it. So there is team news now in your lineup, there is team news in the player hub, and there are 2 new stats. There's average points, and this is a form statistic as well. If you've got any questions about Manager Pro, there is a how to play to do it. If you're watching this on Twitter, jump over to Facebook and we'll go into a little bit more depth around what actually is Manager Pro and what does it give you and what's our intention for it. So let's start at the top. Lineup. So actually let's start right at the basics. So this is going to be our paid subscription. We're looking to introduce this for the Aviva Premiership. We wanted to give everyone a little bit of a sneak preview on what the Manager Pro looks like and how it can be advantageous to you and what you can use it for. So if you go and have a look in your lineup page as your first point, you'll see an extra column there called Team News, and it's right alongside your player. A Team News can have 4 states, so it's out, which is fairly explanatory, not in the 23. Bench, so obviously on the bench, starting in the starting lineup, and none. Now none is something to be aware of, means we haven't got team news yet, and it also could mean that teams are on a bye, and it references the front row as well because it's not one individual player. So that's the first stop, and it really saves so much time for you to have to go bounce around everywhere. You can have a quick look at your team if you haven't got much time, and then just say, okay, cool, starting bench, I need to go and do something about it. If you need to go do something about it, you jump across to the Player Hub, and in the Player Hub, if you've got Manager Pro, and as I said, we're trialling it for everyone in the Super Rugby playoffs, if you've got Manager Pro there, you'll see an extra filter on there called Team News. So if you go and look out for a specific position, say you're looking for a starting loose forward and he's a free agent, you can do that now. Previously, the position and the free agency was all tied together. That's no longer. So we've split that out for everybody, but the addition for Manager Pro is this Team News section here. So it just saves a little bit more time as you're trawling through the whole pages and pages and pages of loose forwards. Are they starting? Are they free agents? What are they doing? So this provides it all in one stop, and it makes it really quick. So those 2 aspects of Manager Pro were built just to make life quicker. Everyone's got a million things to do at any one point in time. The idea is just to make all of the information just at your fingertips, so you don't have to spend hours trawling over team sheets on Thursday or Friday. The other aspect to Manager Pro is we really only have total points as a gauge of success in the Player Hub when alongside players. That's not quite the full story though. That really all you're telling you is the person's got a fairly good injury record and gets selected in the team. That's usually where you see your players in your free agent list. Just a bit of durability. Now that's not necessarily the best player. You've got players coming back from suspensions, you've got injuries, you've got a myriad of reasons why players might not be playing. If you just go and click on the stats section and pull it down, you'll see 2 new highlighted ones in yellow. What these do are twofold. So you have an average points per game. That's fairly self-explanatory. A game constitutes playing more than 1 second, or 1 minute at least. I think it's 1 second. Either way, getting on the pitch. And then the second one is what we call a form statistic. So this is where you can have a look at your averages, but that again may not tell the full story because that guy could have had a really good average way back when in the first couple of rounds, and that's not really interesting to you. We've introduced a form stat as well, which just looks at the last 3 games and then figures out what is the average of those 3 games. Now again, you have to have played in that, but that really does pull the cream right to the top of who's in top form at the moment. So Team News is all about saving you time. Those 2 new stats though, that's about getting the cream rising to the top. No longer does your Player Hub have to just have has-beens at the top who have got a fairly good injury record. It's now going to actually tell you these are the best players over the season and these are the best players over the last 3 weeks. So we're really looking to drive that kind of bringing the cream to the top aspect of it, and you really do have the best players now in your Player Hub sitting at the top. So the first 2 are fairly obvious. The other 2 you're going to have to go hunting a little bit for and look into that stats section. That's probably all we have now for that. If you've got any questions or any feedback, you can either comment on this video, or alternatively you can go into the Fantasy Rugby Draft Hall of Fame and post it up there, and we're happy to feed your questions. As I said, we're looking to introduce this sometime for the Aviva Premiership, hopefully for the launch of it, but for now, enjoy it. It's a bit of a trial. Good luck.